An outrageous miscarriage of justice. That's what those behind calls to boycott Scotland call last week's release of the convicted Lockerbie bomber. Stop buying Scotch whiskey, some tweeters say. Others are calling for Americans to cancel plans to travel to Scotland to play golf or to find their family tree. 340,000 Americans visited last year, responsible for a fifth of the money spent by non-UK visitors. These pleas to Americans are not falling on deaf ears.
However, what's been encouraging so far is that any campaign to boycott Scottish goods doesn't seem to be having much momentum, and the activity is pretty much limited to the internet.
According to the Scotch Whisky Association, the U.S. is its #1 export market. Last year, it shipped more than $600 million worth there. While any hit in the market would not be welcome, Scotland in total shipped around $5 billion worth of the stuff last year. Scotch makes up a full quarter of all British exports of food and drink. This shop in London caters to those wanting the finest whiskies from Scotland, but also Ireland and the United States. I asked whiskey expert Philip Shorten what a connoisseur would buy if they chose to boycott a Scottish single malt.
But we deal with a lot of consumers from around the world here, and it's fair to say the person that buys and drinks Irish whiskey is typically different to the person that buys and drinks Scotch whiskey, is different to the person that buys and drinks bourbon or rye whiskey from the US.
Some Americans have tried symbolic boycotts in the past, from once dumping British tea in the days before the American Revolution to renaming French fries to Freedom Fries on the congressional menu in the run-up to the 2003 invasion of Iraq. The anti-French feeling then worried the British makers of French's mustard so much it issued a statement to say the mustard was named after its American creator. But when it comes to a full boycott of Scottish products or those made by Scots, one tweeter claims, beyond whiskey, Americans would have to include innovations like penicillin, the telephone, and the television. Jim Bolton, CNN, London.